Good Thursday morning of the 8th week. Boy, it's a great text. I love this text in Mark. I'll read it to you. As Jesus was leaving Jericho with his disciples and a sizable crowd, Bartimaeus, a blind man, the son of Timaeus, sat by the roadside begging. On hearing that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, "Jesus, son of David, have pity on me." Many rebuked him, telling him to be silent. But he kept calling out all the more, "Son of David, have pity on me." Jesus stopped and said, "Call him." So they called the blind man, saying to him, "Take courage, get up, Jesus is calling you." He threw aside his cloak, sprang up, and came to Jesus. Jesus said to him in reply, "What do you want me to do for you?" The blind man replied to him, "Master, I want to see." Jesus told him, "Go your way, your faith has saved you." Immediately he received his sight and followed him on the way. There's another translation, "Lord, that I may see." That's a great prayer. It's a prayer for wisdom. He wants to see, but the word seeing has multiple enriched meanings. It goes way beyond just visible. But he wants to see, he wants to understand, he wants to know. He wants to be wise. He wants to see and know and grasp what is real. It's a great prayer. Lord, that I may see. And in a very deeply religious sense, that one sees not just the beauty of creation, but the immanence of God in creation and redemption, the presence of God in the church, the presence of God in each other's lives. To see the holy in life and life as holy. You see, to see the sacredness of all that exists, from the land to the soul. Yeah, to see it and treasure it, honor it, respect it, and love it, embrace it. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's as true of life in general and the world we live in as it is of Christ himself. To see the beauty of the land, the beauty of life itself, the great adventure. You see? I think that's really true. That's why I think the monasteries are interesting places. I'm just sharing these things with you because they were places of natural and human beauty. Simple but beautiful. Our properties were never ugly. Whatever is true, they were never ugly. Even if they were in the heart of the city, like in New York and Pittsburgh. Holy cow, Pittsburgh was an old neighborhood. A holy Christmas tree, it was that old. But it was a beautiful piece of land. And gardens. And the interior of the monastery, simple but beautiful. Even our rooms, our cells, they called them cells. They were simple. Very simple, but elegant. I don't know how to describe, you had to see it. It was simple but beautiful, see? Holiness is never opposed to beauty. Never. Beauty enriches, as it were, expresses the holy. See? God is beautiful as well as holy. And if one sees in the creation the immanence of the Creator, and you see that God is beautiful in that which is beautiful. But you also have to recognize what is truly beautiful. To me, I think the wilderness is beautiful, but it's also treacherous and dangerous. You have to respect her beauty and her power. See? That's what I love my home, because in a way it testifies. The beauty of my home testifies to my life. One good fella, he was being both sarcastic and whatever. He called my house the house of carnage, because the house of carnage. We have deer heads here, fish, bears, wolves, all that stuff, you know? Yeah, it's true. But it's not a house of carnage. It's a house of life. I feel sorry for him. He was too stupid to see. He was too stupid to see. One of our brothers, Passionate Brothers, was here, and I told you, he said he wanted to sit here. He stayed with me for a few days, but he said, Brother Andre, he said, Andy, I said, I'm going to Mass now. You want to come? You want to go? No, he said, I'll stay with the animals. He was a monk. He he saw the beauty of the animals. He knew that these were not trophies. These weren't bragging points. They're points of reverence. I took their lives. Now I honor their lives. And even if I didn't take their lives, I didn't take the life of the wolf. I bought the pelt up in Alaska, but I wanted to honor the wolf that visited me so many years before. It affected my life. I saw that I was an animal. He gave me an experience of my own animality by accepting me. That's the way I have that. When I bought the pelt up in Alaska, I wanted it to reflect what my experience with the wolf was, a powerful, beautiful animal, a fiercely wild beast who accepted me. I knew I was a creature, fellow animal, because he would have not have exposed himself to me. He would not have taken that chance if I were foreign to him. See? That's the truth. That was a long time ago. I think that was in 1986 or 87 up in Ontario. It was it was the hunt in honor of Bill Ritchie, who had died the year before. He was our guide. I was thought maybe Bill had witnessed. He had visited me in the wolf. And somebody said, if Bill was going to visit anybody, he'd come back as a wolf. I thought that was something, because that's exactly how I experienced that wolf. He looked at me and walked away. What an experience. Not of fear, or intimacy. I didn't want him to go away. I wasn't afraid of him. If I was, I would have shot him. I had a rifle. I wasn't sitting there, empty-handed. I had a powerful rifle. I didn't want to shoot him. I wanted to be with him. See? Anyway, this house is a house of, I hope, of beauty. I hope my home is a beautiful home, but one has to be able to sit silently and look at it. See, they're not trophies. They're sacraments of the wild. A wilderness and a wildness that I engaged in and still engage in. See? Where beauty could be in the ferocity of the eyes of a wolf. If you ever, you have to see it. You have to experience when a wolf, a ferocious wolf, looks at you 10 feet away and walks past you. It's not fearful. It's exciting. It's beautiful. No, it's not even exciting. It's profoundly moving in its beauty and its power. So grateful for that wolf. Apparently, he'd been sniffing me around me for a while because the guys that were the guides at that time said, "There's a wolf around you," and we could see the signs of it. Anyway, he finally decided to take a look at me. He walked in front of me. I'm so grateful for him. He visited me and welcomed me. That's neat, isn't it? That's the wilderness. But you enter it with a heart open to her beauty. See, and to her beauty. It's a symbol of life. One has to see the beauty of life and embrace it, even in its ferocity at times, and ask not more of it than it can give. See? But that requires that we see, just like the blind man, that we see. And we have to see with our hearts open to her beauty, not the way we want it, but the way she is, in her richness, starkness, and at times her ferocious danger. I mean, if I were to try to pet that wolf would have killed me as sure as God made green apples, okay? I didn't want him to be a pet. I wanted him to be as ferocious as he was. I remember one time I was with Junie. We were at the zoo, and I think there were wolves. I don't remember if they were wolves or what they were, but they were ferocious. I said, I think they were wolves. I said, Junie, it's neat when you don't have a fence between you and the wild animal. There's an intimacy in that, but also respect. You don't respect that animal ain't going to respect you. Anyway, it's the life that I hope is reflected in my home. The sacraments of the wild.